동료들의 상봉으로 환영하다라고 외치며 주민들을
Okay, I welcome everyone to the 5th day of Global SDG Festival. Today, we are celebrating the 5th day. Tomorrow we have valedictory ceremony. The same time tomorrow evening 6 p.m. We invite all our guest speakers to felicitate in tomorrow evening program. So today is going to be a great day because we have some exceptionally eminent leaders. Our first speaker starts with Dato RDO Sri Prince Emmanuel M. Kubusuo, KGCR DPMRJ PASMU. He is the eminent CEO of multinational companies and a great philanthropist, a visionary leader, having experience of several decades in several organizations. It is an honor and a privilege to invite His Excellency Prince Emmanuel M. Kubusuo sir to give his valuable inputs on a 17th SDG. Over to Emmanuel sir. Please, sir.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank, first of all, Prince Pagedipali for inviting me here. I would like to share so many thoughts about this SDG in view of what we have experienced in my country 5 years ago. My topic is on topic number 17, essentially about the partnership that you develop in order to make this undertaking successful. I think I have to go beyond that in view of what we have known, what we have experienced in the last 5 years, knowing fully well that this was approved by the UN in 2015 and implemented starting 2016. And what I would like to do, rather than being limited to partnership, is to define what are the impediments to success, being aware that this is meant for the countries, for the people in individual states, and how we're going to be able to overcome those impediments or issues, which would be global in nature, and what we could do at the country level, which is the most important. 5 years ago, sometime in December 2016, there was a big group of young people attended a conference in Baguio City in northern Philippines. And the whole topic of the 4-day conference was Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. After which, they went back to their respective institutions, municipalities, provinces, and lo and behold, unfolded were the realities and the difficulties in the implementation of these beautiful 17 SDGs. Number one, when the student leaders coordinated with the local officials, they were rejected. They were told that get a letter from the United Nations. I do not know anything about this. Additionally, when they went to other chieftains, to business tycoons, they were rejected. They were told that we are not even aware of this. Therefore, we have learned from this, and this is what I would like to share. In other words, this is a beautifully written 17 SDGs, which of course could be written much better, understood better for those who were the real target groups. This is not meant for a classroom discussion. This is not meant for the General Assembly. This is meant for the people in different countries with different problems and idiosyncrasies. Therefore, what are the key issues that we confront, that we have learned, that we have seen? Number one, awareness problem. Awareness by the various people who are supposed to be involved in the implementation of this program. Number two, You have to have a buy-in of the local leaders so that you will get their support. If they are not aware, they do not know anything about this, it is not endorsed by the central government at the top, then it's going to be a failure. Number 3, there are 17 motherhood statements here. Whether you like it or not, this is like paradise being painted on earth. I don't know how this is going to be realized in a matter of 7 years, considering the situation that we have. But definitely, what is key, what is important, is for people to understand based on the local experience in as much as they are the beneficiaries. 4, too ambitious, unrealistic targets. We are talking about zero hunger, no poverty. You honestly believe that's going to be happening? When you're talking about specifics, when you're talking about implementing a program, you've got to be saying a more realistic goal that is going to be acceptable to the people who will implement. Otherwise, this is just going to be a dream to be rejected by the leaders, by the people who are supposed to make it happen. 5th, it is not country specific. You have to appreciate countries differ in terms of poverty level, in terms of all other SDG levels as enunciated here. And therefore, they have to be related to the specific primary concerns attaining in those countries involved. Number 6, it is hard to succeed considering the fundamental issue in the leadership influence of the UN, which had been reduced significantly in the last years. That is why you have the emergence of organizations, regional in nature, ASEAN, wherein UN is not even involved. You have problems in Myanmar when UN cannot do anything about it. You have the G7, wherein the UN Secretary General is not even invited. So the influence of the United Nations has waned, considering the fact that IMF, the World Bank, and the GATT are in effect more powerful than the Security Council. Now, the next one is number 7. We have the modern day slavery and feudalism. When you go down to the country level, what do you have? You have local feudal lords, which would be what the people had been exposed to for years, for decades. And to them, education would not be important as long as I have my son serving that political warlord or gang or whatever. And therefore, this is something that may be taken to some countries that you have to overcome. And then timing issue. We've had pandemic, and the concern of people is just to have vaccine, to be alive. And at the end of the day, for them, education is not even important. We have known that altogether when face-to-face meetings is not even allowed. Therefore, these are the 10 issues or 8 issues that we have identified. What is the next? How do we make the SDGs successful? 1, make it country specific. In other words, each country has its own priority amongst all the 17. 2, consultation at the country level of those who will make it happen, not of people who are going to be theoretically thinking that this is going to happen. 3, make clear, realistic goals acceptable to various countries. To me, for instance, if I am living in a certain remote area, education may not be my priority. If I'm living in a tribe, that is not something which I would be considering wherein environment is not an issue, wherein energy is not an issue. Therefore, you have idiosyncrasies that happen from country to country, and you have to make it adjusted to what priorities they have. Putting all the 17 is nice, but making it more realistic, having the people in the countries involved to understand and accept would be key to make it successful. Then you have to define the target groups. Who are the people in charge at the country level, at the continent level? When you are running a company, you have people in charge of South America, and then you have heads for different countries, and always updating what is happening on the key projects, concerns, and endeavors of the corporation in different parts of the world. You have that structure, and it is important that we learn from these big multinationals on how they run their business very, very well and effectively. And then you have to define the target groups, who is in charge, and then create the local organization in the country level. It is very important that at the country level, who is the person that they could look up to and say that I have a problem here, and therefore they could refer to, and they could be guided by this person. Define the roles of people, the resources that you will have. And number 7, involve, educate, and train all the people who would be running this to make it successful. Number 8, make a trial run in order to know what adjustments you have to make. You could do it first in 1 or 2 cities, provinces, or states, and then you could learn from that, assess it, and then expand it on a large scale. These are some of what you can do overall to make it successful. What about the United Nations? What should it do? 1, organize global campaign groups at the continental, regional level. If I look at Asia, Southeast Asia, who is going to be the one to help me in order that I would be, if I'm in one country in Southeast Asia, that I would be able to resolve issues that I have with the government, I have with the private sector, such that I would be able to implement what the SDG mandate is all about. Number 2, make it relevant, make it attuned to the country priorities so that it could be acceptable to them. It is not something which an all solution for everybody, but there has to be specific priorities and solutions they could make that would vary from country to country. And then consultations in the country had to be made. Create alliances with the government. In the Philippines, for instance, nobody talks about SDG. Everybody is all concerned about drugs. So when you talk about something like that, SDG becomes irrelevant already. And therefore, you have to adjust to that reality. You have to make an alliance such that SDG could be in the perplex of awareness of the people in the government and in the business sector who would have to be involved in supporting you resource-wise and morally as well. Number 4, adjust targets by country. In other words, I cannot have a motherhood statement telling me that by 2030, I would have zero poverty. That's not gonna happen. You and I know that. It's not gonna happen because somehow there would be 1,000 people in Madagascar who would be in poverty, eating at this point in time and still would be for some more years sand for their lunch, and then appoint country champions. Why is it that many organizations, business entities are successful? They have country directors, country heads, country general managers. That has to happen to orchestrate the change that you have. He will be the specialist in that country. Philippines may be different from Puerto Rico, from Haiti, and everyone would have their own priorities on all of these 17, which they could choose according to what is obtaining and applicable to their level, which they could go stage by stage implementation. And then conduct training, orientation for country champions. If I were the UN, I would have all the country managers, the country champions, educate, motivate, and encourage them to be fighting for these SDGs and for the sake of their own people. 7, obtain commitment of the people who would make it happen. You cannot have all the theoretical discussion of people who have no role or do not know how to conduct operations to make this thing happen. That is the role of what UN should be doing. What do we do at the country level? 1, the country champions should create the local SDG organization. In other words, no organization, it is just a dream. You're not going to realize anything with any organization, not there. And then 2, conduct training, orientation of people. They may be mayors, they may be governors, state ministers. They have to be buying in. They have to be aware of this SDG, attuning to what is applicable in their respective states and municipalities. 3rd, clearly define, localize SDG by state. Country by country they differ, and state by state you differ. We all know that. For instance, in my own country, there is a difference of people staying there in the north. They have different priorities for their development. In the same manner, for those who are staying, the Muslims in southern Philippines, they have different priorities for, and that is why these are some of the points that you have to consider when you are as a country head. You would be able to balance the resources, the training needs of people who would be heading the various state operations. Being aware of that, recalibrate your state targets. In other words, you localize this to the state level, calibrate to what is relevant to them, because if they reject the people who would supposed to make it happen at the state level, you are not going to realize anything. 6, negotiate with local business groups, the government, and the partners that you have. In short, I cannot say at this point in time, you partner with this and that tycoon, you partner with this and that guy. No, it is going to be the country person who would be, after due consultation, talking with the various state champions, talking with the various city champions who would be able to make this happen, develop partnerships, alliances with supporters from the business groups, supporters from the civil society, and the NGOs. And then involve the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Education in any country has a lot to do, has a big role in order to inculcate amongst the youngsters especially the essence of sustainable development goals, what this is all about. This is for them. This is for their future. If this could be included in the curriculum or could be discussed from time to time in conferences, in seminars, then it would be a plus. I have been conducting seminars, conferences in my own country for the last 34 years for young people, and I know what their concerns are. I may be old, but I am young at heart. I could tell you that when I relate to them as if I am just like them, being young, able to make an imagination, and able to relate in a manner that they believe in me and I know them. And therefore, knowing them would give me the advantage of pinpointing the best way they could accept and be inculcated on what I teach. Believe me, it varies from one state to another. I have gone around the country with 2 or 3 other people, the Chief Justice of the Philippines, the Vice President of the Philippines, because we were doing this for free for the last 34 years. And, this is our commitment, and we could do the same for the SDG. In other words, this is when you have a country champion who would be able to identify the talents in the local community and be able to help them, civil society and the like. And then we're talking about COVID. You launched this in the most appropriate time. In other words, let us not fight the attention that COVID deserves. We don't even know if we will all be alive in 2 years' time. But when we launch it, then it will be as noisy as COVID, such that people will be aware and they will be able to support it, they will embrace it, and it will be successful. I hope I have contributed what I thought is based on the experience of 2016 by people who attended a conference in Baguio City in northern Philippines. And I thought that we have a lot to learn from that reality. It is easy, I repeat, to paint a picture of paradise on earth, but you have to go down, have it, roll your sleeves, and know what the realities are in the marketplace. Thank you very much. I hope we all learn from this experience in your own countries, and I hope that we all appreciate what we are supposed to be doing for the benefit of humanity. Salamat po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Such a wonderful speech, such a wonderful presentation. Your experience, all your experience is poured here. Thank you. It's a wisdom, knowledge. Really, we are honored to have you as a guest, sir. Thank you once again. Now I take this opportunity to invite Yoon Jiang-hyo from Korea. Over to you, sir. We want to listen to you. I request Carolyn Makaka ma'am from UK, get ready. Yoon Jiang-hyo from Korea. We'll have a few words. Sir, kindly unmute yourself.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, sir.
Okay.
하지만 백신 접종률을 끌어올려야 상황을 안정시키고 더 심각한 변이 출현을 막을 수 있다는 절박감도 동시에 커지고 있습니다. 무엇보다 새학기를 앞두고 어린이 감염 사례가 증가해 위기감이 커지고 있는데요. 결국 백신 접종 의무화를 추진하는 곳들이 생겨나고 있지만 반대 여론 또한 만만치 않습니다. 백신 접종 의무화를
Sir, please.
양상호 지사는
I can speak English very well. I can speak English.
Few words. We expect a few words, sir. That's all. Not very much.
I send you video.
Yes, we'll play it at the end, sir, because that is a technical system. We'll play it at the end just to speak few words from your side.
개인의 자유를 보장하는 미국의 정신에 반한다고 주장합니다.
Okay. We take this opportunity to invite Caroline Magaka, ladies of All International from England. Caroline Magaka, ma'am.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Sorry, I'm traveling. I do apologize. I won't take long. I hope you can hear me. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so honored and humbled to be here. I want to quickly talk about the SDG 5, achieving gender equality and empower all women and girls, because I'm passionate about empowering women and girls. So I would say that women and girls everywhere must have the equal rights and opportunity, and to be able to live free of violence and discrimination. What I would say as well is the most vital part is to protect the girls and women by equipping them with skills, offer training, education, counseling, medical care, and also, other programs that reach women and girls, in particular in rural areas, as well as boys as well, helping to end the cycle of gender-based violence. So empowering women and girls must be to achieve global goals through sustainable efforts of increasing women participation and involvement in communities they belong, linking partnership and recognize as they drive the force of global social change. So we also need, as leaders, we need to join forces, supporting each other and create initiatives that empower the women and girls. So in conclusion, I would say that, in my view, empowering women and girls will be a very important step towards addressing issues such as poverty and reducing gender-based violence. It will have a wider positive impact on the global economy. So I'm Professor Caroline Makaka, founder and CEO of Ladies of All Nations International. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and have a wonderful day. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. A short but sweet message. And now I take this time to invite Dr. Joel M. Fantanilla, brother. Dr. M. Joel Fantanilla.
Yes, sir.
Over to you, brother.
All right. So, good day, everyone. I am going to discuss SDG number 16. And it is a celebration today of culture and diversity, putting youth in the pedestal and empowering them to be a great leader in the future. I am so happy to be part of this platform, empowering youth to what they can do to change the world. All right.
Brother, any technical problem? Brother Dr. Joel. Okay, he will join. I invite Geeta Badoria, ma'am. Dr. Geeta Badoria, ma'am, Vice Chancellor of Brazil University. Ma'am, over to you, ma'am, please. Sorry. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, right. Perfect.
Okay. This is Dr. Deepti R. Badoria, Chancellor of Virtual University International Relationship, Vice Chancellor of ITMET Institute, Founder President of Videv Tejaswini Foundation. First, I would like to wish you all a very happy Independence Day to all my brothers and sisters. And I would like to profound my heartiest thanks to Brother Raja Rao and a son, Prince Pagidipali. So I am here today to share my views on sustainable peace. Where war destroys and tears apart, peace builds, strengthens and restores. At the same time, peace is a personal for each of us longs for security and tranquility in the face of the troubles. Peace is the way that helps us imprison equality and violence. It is the not less than a golden ticket to enter a new and bright future for mankind. Peace and harmony are the basic necessity of any country. A nation and basic necessity of any country. A nation gets peace and harmony only if it can prosper. In our constitution, there is a provision of law to ensure the political and social equality between the citizens so that they can maintain a goodwill among their citizens and avoiding conflicts. Peace and harmony helps to deal with change as it is a concept that ties people and nation together. Every individual in the country should take responsibility of ensuring peace and harmony in society. The government, civil societies, and NGOs should work in collaboration to maintain harmony in the society. Every step should be taken by the people to ensure peace in country. Any conflicts or issues should be solved by peaceful dialogues in a harmonious way. There is no problem in the world which could not be solved by peace, and there is no need for violence or war. So, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we must all bring peace, sustaining peace to the people on the ground. Sustaining peace cannot be limited to the webinar only. We need to open our doors wide and must play a neat, open, greater role in making the planet more peaceful and happiest. So we must bring sustaining peace to the people on the ground by not taking the more time, as I have to also leave for some important project work. Thank you so much for listening me. Thank you once again, Brother Raja Rao, for associating me and inviting me in the SDG Global Festival. Thank you so much. Very happy Independence Day. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. That's really awesome. Dr. Joel, brother, are you there? Dr. Joel M. Fontanilla. Brother, can you continue your speech?
All right, sorry for this. I have technical glitch.
No problem, brother. Please carry on.
All right, so okay, so I will be discussing about the topic live in peace, or how to live peaceful life, and I will going to give tips how to enjoy life and strategies to find more balance and inner peace. What does it mean to live in peace? Living in peace is about living harmoniously with yourself and others and all cognizant beings around you. Living in peace is both an outward and an inward process. Outwardly, living in peace is the way of life in which we respect and love each other in spite of cultural, religious, and political differences. We live in a society where we often rush through tasks, trying to get them done as quickly as possible and finishing as much as we can do each day. Unfortunately, we don't realize how unnecessary the craziness of everyday life is. That what we create. At the end of the day, we often exhausted and stressed out from the daily grind and the chaos of the day. Good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. It's possible to live a simpler life, one where you truly enjoy each activity and find your own eternal peaceful place. One where you are present in everything you do. A life where you are content in slowing down rather than rushing to finish every task on your daily activity. How do we live a peaceful life? Do you ever feel as life is moving so fast that you can have time to enjoy it? Maybe You're consumed with family responsibilities and expectations of others. Maybe you are buried under work deadlines, or maybe you have simply forgotten how to sit down and live in a moment. First, decide what is important. Take a step back from hustle and bustle of everyday life and think, do you really want to be doing? Or who do you want to spend your time with? The question, what do you want to accomplish in your professional life? You have to decide what is important. Example, or examine your commitments. Much of our stress is due to the fact that our lives are overbooked. We can't possibly do anything or everything that's on our calendar, and we certainly can't enjoy those things if we are trying to do them all. Do less each day. Don't cram as much as you can into each day. You will end up rushing to try and finish everything on your task. If you normally try to do 7 to 10 or 10 things, try to do 3 important ones. Instead, with 3 more smaller items, to do it, you get those 3 done. This will give you time to do what you need to do and not rushing. Leave time between task or appointment. Leave a good size gap between your appointment or task, following or allowing you to focus more each one and have a transition time between them. Slow down and enjoy every task. Whatever you're doing, whether it's a work task, eating or brushing your teeth, cooking dinner, or even driving to work, just slow down, try to enjoy whatever you are doing. Don't let technology take over your life. In the world of smartphones, iPads, and laptops, it is easy to get caught up in what's going on around you 24/7. Try to make boundaries. Live in the moment instead of delayed gratification. Try to enjoy life right now. I have things that can be said that it would be the strategies to find your balance and inner peace. First, focus your attention on those you can control. Why worry about those things you cannot control? It sours your mood and makes less capable. Spend time in nature. The original human did not live in a 3-bedroom ranch and eat microwave popcorn. You can go visit the environment. That is to calm yourself, whatever you have the stress, you can go to the nature. Be true to yourself. This continuously knows a way at you. Live a life that's congruent with your values. Mind what you eat. You might realize how bad you feel because you are so used to it. Sometimes if we are stressed, we eat too much, or we don't even have the appetite to eat. So you have to balance. Think positively. Exercise on a regular basis. Have you ever noticed how great you feel as you are walking out of the gym? Do good deeds. When you are kind, you receive kindness in return. When you do good deeds, you become more aware that others are struggling. You can join the different groups that really helps humanity, and that will improve yourself, and you will be part of that good deeds. Be assertive. Be open and forwarded with your needs and desire. You are not only more likely to get what you want, but you will also feel more in control of your life. Remember, passive results in less control, which runs counter to inner peace. Be without being aggressive. Meditate. Meditation is calming. Meditation helps you see life and it changes more accurately. It can prevent your mind from making a situation seem worse than it really is. Avoid trying to change others. It's hard enough to change yourself. How will you ever manage to change someone else? And you have 11 benefits of peace and tranquility. What does tranquility do in yourself, in your personal life? First, better concentration ability. You will have an efficient in handling your daily affairs of life, a sense of inner strength and power. You will have more patience and tact, freedom from stress, anxiety, and worries, a sense of inner happiness and being pleased, keeping us sleep easily at night and sleeping soundly, not affected on what people think or say about you. A tranquil mind is free from restless thinking and running from one important thought to other. Stop being swayed and agitated by events, problems, and difficulties. It helps you maintain a state of inner poise and clear judgment. According to James Allen, the more tranquil a man, because the greater is his success, his influence, his power of good, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. Thank you so much. God bless us all.
That's a really wonderful speech. Thank you so much. Really have given a lot of information. Thank you. And we have a special guest, HRH Prince, His Excellency Dr. Ivan Gesha from Croatia. We invite His Excellency HRH Prince Dr. Ivan Gesha from Croatia to share his views on peace. He is International Ambassador for Peace. Really, we are honored to have his presence in this global festival. Dr. Ivan Gesha, will you unmute yourself, brother? Dr. Ivan Gesha from Croatia. Over to you, brother. Please unmute yourself. Brother, please unmute your audio.
Can you see me
Yes,
and
yes.
hear me clear now?
We can see you and we can hear you, brother. Please carry on.
Okay, thank you very much. One more time. Today I will talk to you about reasons in this actual time of COVID-19 virus. What is not good to take any test, PSR test? Why is not good to take vaccine, and why is not good to wear the mask as well? So first, I will tell you about law. That the law may vary in other countries, from country to country around the world, but everybody have freedom. We have the freedom if we will take the masks, if we want to vaccine or not, and they say about PCR tests. And also, there are United Nations law which say that we can make decision about our body, and if we want to take vaccine or not. So that's we are protected by our national countries, and the same as United Nations law. About the masks, must know that masks can take about 20% of our normal breathing. So mask can be maybe good to take it for a little time, not for a lot of the time, because it can damage our health. It can damage our lungs as well. Especially, that's not good to the children. That's not good to the children to take this mask, because it really can affect the children's health. Also, that mask cannot protect us. There are on the many mask boxes the warning that mask, call them COVID mask, cannot protect our health from the viruses, same as the COVID-19 virus. So we must know about. Also, PCR test is not good, the same as the mask. COVID-19 means the program of the the population, human beings. We must know about it. The plan is to the population all our planet, and the plan is to destroy about 90% of the human beings. We must be aware of that. We must know about it. This COVID-19 is not only from the 2 years ago. That was the plan about 10 years ago. So if we will make more investigations, if we will see, it's easy to find that that's not just accident how that happened, and what's worse, I know from the beginning that it will not finish for the 3 years. Now it's about 2 years already, starting from China or some other countries. So if we're talking about the world peace, all these goals of the United Nations are very good. We need to look on all these 19 how we can improve our environment. The people which we talking every day, our nation, and all the world. But first, we need to look any possibilities how we can fight and how we can stop this all about COVID-19. Because when people will not stop to wear the mask, the COVID-19 will not finish. And we know that about. Because all is about selling the products. In this case, selling selling these vaccines or selling some other products. The price of the mask in the Republic of Croatia, it increased more than a few hundred times from when COVID-19 came into our country. And then it's little bit less. But the goal of pharmacy is to sell off these their products. We have a lot of different vaccines on the market, and we must know that all that vaccines are made very fast. Usually, that you have any good vaccine, it needs 5 to 7 years to develop that and test. Here, some vaccines make from half year to 1 year. What's totally not good, because our body, the human body, we are not experiments, and we don't want to be experiments for their vaccines. And what they want to say that we need to take vaccines, that vaccines will protect us. No, these vaccines will not protect us, and a lot of the people already died because of the vaccines. But they will not tell that. You will not hear that much in the mainstream media, like TV, newspapers, radio, because about more than 90 this important world media controlled by 6 big companies and organizations, alliances. So you cannot hear much truth about all what's happening. The same how you have now the fires, the flood, everything what's happening these days, this month in the world. Very little we can hear and see on the main national medias. But there are some alternatives when we can find and when we can see, hear, and to educate ourselves, to educate another of our friends and families. So how I say, this COVID-19 virus, that's the very big fraud, the world's fraud. And we must fight how how to stop all this story, and that we can continue normal life, because this is going worse and worse. For example, even these people which take the vaccine, okay, they take the vaccine because they promise them after you take vaccine, you will have some normal life. They will not ask you. They will not ask you for this mask, for example. But even the people who take vaccine, they cannot go anywhere without masks in the public places, to the doctor, to the markets, anywhere. So that was not the truth, that vaccination or taking vaccine will protect us, or that it will help us. It was usually that people will take vaccine 2 times, but no, that's not about 2 times. Now is this fourth wave of the COVID, and they will tell, you will see that on all the media, because that's the information they want you to hear, that you need to take vaccine 3rd time. But we know that will not be 3rd time. They want us to take that 1 to 2 times per year. So even we want that, or we don't want, then we make a very big pressure for everybody, especially from the people who are working in the government organizations, or who are working for the government. Because after that, they can start to make pressure on the private places, private organizations, the private factories. How I say, 2 times now will start vaccination for the 3rd time. Why? Because of course they want to sell that, but also they want to destroy our body. They are not our saviors. That they want us to have a good life and good health. Because if they want us to have a good life and good health and everything good, there was no need for these United Nations goals which we are talking about. In my opinion, even these goals we had last few days we can extend it for few more goals, because we have more and more bigger problems in the world. We all trying to protect our environment, the people, humanity, our families. But we have bigger and bigger problems in the world. And especially this actually what's starting from the COVID-19. But we already know what the problem about. A few days ago, one brother from India, one of the Indian organizations, and he is the president there. He sent me one link about crypto money, and I asked him if he know what that about. Then he say he is not sure about. I explained to him. They are already controlling us from these cell phones, especially from the Facebook, social media. All social media are to control the people. What's not the good. Once we make account on the Facebook, we gave them the right that they can use all our data, including our private photos, text or videos, anything else. So our planet and our life and anything is not more safe and not more private. It will be less and less private in the future if we will not be able to make some improvements. I told him about this crypto money, that they want to eliminate the paper money. Why? Because all will be controlled by them. Once if we will lose the paper money, was their goal, we will not have the life like we had before. Okay, little by little, our life is changing. We have now about 7.9 million of the people on the world, and probably I ask some of my friends, and they don't know that the goal is to kill about more than 90% of the human population. That's written in the USA. Have a Freemasons statue with 10 commandments, like 10 God's commandments. Then the God's commandments are good. Say us what to do for the Bible, for the Christian Bible. To not kill, to not lie, to not steal from others, to love your friends, family, to respect the God as a creator, and to respect even your church and everything. But there are 10 Freemasons rules. And one of them is that must be only about less than 500 million people on the world. So that's their goal. That's their goal. And their goal started from this COVID-19. So that's not just happen and that will stop. That will not stop if we will not fight for that. And if we will not search the ways how we can stop that. About this crypto money, forget to say, that's the same like you play the roulette. What's the roulette? The roulette is the game where you can lose your money. Okay, maybe sometimes you can win something that's like lottery or playing the cards, but the main on the roulette you will lose the money because there's a Satan game. Why is the roulette Satan game? If you try to sum, so count all the numbers on the roulette, provide to 36, you will get the number 666, 666, the number of the beast, so Satan number. Roulette is totally not good game. Same this crypto is not good. We already know what that's about, and we already know the plan of this COVID-19, what that's about. Also, we must know about this PCR test. PCR tests are also not good because about they will not make the true result. About 80% of these PCR tests can be wrong, can be false, and even the man who created that say that. So not only the vaccine can destroy our body, that vaccine is changing our body. Who have right to change our bodies? Who have right that? Nobody have right that because we get the life from the God when we was born. But there are some changing our DNK, our DNK by these vaccines. And that's not good, but they are not saying you about much. Also, about these vaccines, you must know there are some parts of the aborted children. Yes, about aborted children, and they will not tell you that. So even the churches like Catholic Church or Orthodox Church or some other church recommend these vaccines. Okay, that's about everybody of us if we want to take it. But the truth is, you will not find in mainstream media the day telling the truth about all of this. What can really happen once you take this medicine? And that medicine is changing your body, is changing my body, is changing everybody. And how I told already, it will not stop. That's not their goal. That they will stop with this kind of COVID-19. also about you must know about this Pfizer. Pfizer is one of the most famous. If it's talking about this medicine in the Europe, Pfizer, then this Moderna, then some another Russian vaccine, then this Chinese vaccine. But you must know Pfizer had so many problems with law because of their vaccines, even before this COVID. So they pay so much money, and they was punished because of not good vaccines. Now the same Pfizer is making vaccines for all of us. While I have here the information about this another one which is making vaccines, Moderna. Moderna never before make vaccine for the human people, for the people. So now will become this about COVID. Moderna start to make the vaccines. So you know what we taking and what can happen for all of this what we every day can face about vaccine, about masks, and about also PCR test. Because PCR test able, they're working about nanotechnology. You know what the nano? Nano is one with 9 zeros. Yes, that's very small. That's very small technology, and all what can do to you with vaccination or vaccines, the same can happen to you with this PCR test, because they push this deep to your nose. The same, you can take the vaccine even without vaccination. You can take the vaccine using this. PCR test. So you must know that PCR tests are not good, the same as vaccination is not good. And what the worst in this Republic of Croatia already make agree about all of these things which we are talking about. Our country didn't ask permission of us, people, of our human population. Probably almost the same was in another countries in the world, in India, Brazil, USA, United Kingdom, Australia. So all these countries, what's happening with all these countries? A lot of the things we still don't know what's happening, but we must react on time. We must find a way how we will fight because yes. Yes, no problem. Yes, that's okay. I can finish with these words to take care about yourself, to read from the good things or where you can find very interesting informations, and then to make educations to all your friends, families, and other people, so to protect our environment. Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody.
I humbly invite Queen Elizabeth Lucas, SUCAN founder and CEO. Ma'am, it's your time to grace the occasion. A warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You are all welcome to this place, and I want to say happy weekend. And also, as we celebrate the SDG festival, I just want to say, yes, we are all together, and we are all celebrating, and we are all learning together. because we want the change. And without the change, nothing will happen. So I just want to use that opportunity to say thank you very much for inviting me to come and speak at this occasion. Well, we are all sharing our views about the SDG. What can I say? Because we have a lot to talk about and we just keep on saying and speaking and we keep on participating in other things and also involving. And it is about time for us to act. Action is the word. We need to act on all the things that we are saying because we want to change and because we want to see better life. We want to create better life for ourselves and for the people. We want to create a better life for our youth. We want to create a better life for everyone out there. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Lucas from United Kingdom. This is my family, this is my platform. So, so I can continue to share and share and share. So please bear with me as I just encourage ourselves today regarding the SDG. Yes, it is time for us for a change because without change, we cannot do anything. And as we all know that in different ways, there's a lot of ways that we need to change. Firstly, we need to improve our land. We need to improve the resources. We need to improve even the use of waters. We need to improve in different ways. That is why the United Kingdom has really allowed us all to start talking about it so that we can make a change. It is also the time after COVID-19. It's an awakening time for every one of us. We all went through it. Unfortunately, we lost so many people during this pandemic. But I want to put a smile in your face that you know what? When there is life, there is still hope. And there is still hope for tomorrow. And that is why we are here to talk about how to move forward, the ways forward, the ways to move forward, the way to do things in a better way, the way to meet all our needs, the way to eradicate the poverty, the only way to use the resources that has been available for us, the only way we can improve our water system, the only way we can improve our education, the only way we can eradicate all this racism, all this discrimination, all this abuse, violence. This is the way. And that is why we are keep talking. And we will keep talking and we keep acting because it's not only just talking, we need action. And just as Professor Caroline have said it long time ago, they said this platform is for us, it's just a foundation. It's for us to come and learn. They have other projects that we're going to be implementing. And I believe that every one of us, we are ready to work together because working together, we move forward. Working together, we create a better life for us and for the youth, for the children, for the women, and even for every one of us. So I want to say thank you very much, Dr. Rajao, for inviting me, and our wonderful Honorable Professor Caroline for inviting me to come and share a little bit about, to come and share and to celebrate this festival. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Excellency. It's a wonderful, short speech, but it is very sweet. And the right words you said. Yes, every day we are hearing some kind of sad news from our family friends, family members, friends, and relatives. But we have to move on to support the people who are existing on this earth to lead their life peacefully. That is our motto. So we are all working together to bring a great happiness on the faces of the deprived. So thank you very much, ma'am. We all have to work together for the wonderful globe to make the globe more prosperous. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you.
Now I invite Sweta Kumari, trainer and consultant. Ma'am, it's your time. A warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Namaste. I'm Shweta, and my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Raja Rao sir and Dr. Madhavi ma'am also. I'm educational academic advisor and consultant. I'm associated with different organizations where we try discussing and implementing a strategy for quality education. And it's my pleasure to take the SDG topic, today's topic, goal 4, that's quality education for all, because it's not an option. It's essential to lead a privileged life. In year 2012, United Nations for the first time included quality education in their sustainable development goal and identified quality education as major goal to ensure the transformation of the world by 2030. Now, let me explain what exactly the quality education is. Quality education focuses on social, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual development of each student, because it's very important for us to participate in the holistic development and holistic approach in the child development, child education development. Then only the overall personality development of the student can happen. So, and it should be regardless of gender, race, social, economic status, or geographic location. It prepares the child for life and social challenges. Quality education not only prepares the student for a job, but also develops the overall personality of an individual and make them, very much proficient in facing any kind of challenges. Talking about the current coronavirus pandemic, how it has hit this the education system, it has not only has the profound impact on the people's health, but also on how they learn, work, and live. School closures has a very real impact on all students, but especially on the most vulnerable one who are more likely to face additional barriers. These students are likely to lose the most in terms of education outcomes and the support provided by schools if government takes insufficient measures to promote educational equity and inclusion. Now, in order to accomplish target of quality education that has been set up by UN for 2030, which are as follows. Few points I will be discussing because it will get too long to discuss if I in a detailed way. By 2030, pre-primary and secondary education for girls and boys for effective learning outcomes. By 2020, both girls and boys would have access to quality early development and pre-primary education, equal access to affordable and quality technical vocational education, because short-term skilled training will be really helpful and it will help the student to get in touch with the area of their interest. Expand higher education scholarship for developing countries. If I talk about the statistic around the quality education, that shows that about 617 million youth worldwide lack basic mathematics and literacy skills. The financial literacy is also very important because government government does have their different kind of schemes, but many of them they don't know about how to amplify or apply those schemes in their life and to get benefit out of that. Now it's important. We have discussed about its effect. We have discussed about the quality education and what are their challenges. Now we will be discussing about the how to promote the quality education so that we can our baby step can help the society in the small manner. So according to me, by finding the charity that works for quality education and that help in donation, we can donate the books to the one who are to those who have need, those who have a requirement of those books. Promotion and conducting free online courses, and most important, making these online education tools approachable to this vulnerable category so that they can have the most of their use of the free online courses. And I also just believe that every individual and every organization has got the set of some kind of you can say they are very much sound in care. Some are very much sound in the manpower, some can be very much sound into the operation part, and some people might be ready to invest if they get good projects. I would request everyone to join hands and come forward with their projects and with their ideas in this beautiful group, so that we can make small change for better place and to live in and to have the privileged life. Thank you. Namaste, Shweta from India. Thank you.
Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Johnson.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Stanley ma'am is online.
Yeah. One second.
Yeah,
Just
one
I have
second.
some
Just
problem. Yeah. Yes, Peter Kumari, ma'am, explain. You are giving us good insight, especially regarding the education, which is the quality education. Education is going to give us the all-right development. It is the overall personality of an individual. Definitely, education will help the individual to have emotionally, physically, mentally strong, so that they can face any kind of challenges very comfortably and easily. So that is very important. Today, your topic is excellent. You have given us very good insight and inputs, which are very much required for the present generation, especially. Thank you very much. I invite Ms. Suman Nasrat, young activist and writer. Can I have you, ma'am, here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. It's me, Sapna Nusrat from Pakistan.
Okay. Please carry on. Thank
you. Okay. Thank you very much to the all team of the great people who organize conference and give us the chance to talk on sustainable development goals. First of all, I want to show you something. Host, can you allow me to show something?
May I know your name, please?
Sapna Nusrat.
Okay. One second.
Okay, thank you.
This I cannot do. Only Rajarao sir has to help us.
Okay.
I cannot host. He haven't given me host.
Okay, no problem. So, on the sustainable development goals, they are made to for transforming world. Transforming world in which world? The world of the peace, and where the economic system, the social system, and the educational system can be made good and can be improved. So this is the motto of the Sustainable Development Goal. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and their main goal is till 2030. Is till 2030. We have still 9 years and 9 years to work on more about Sustainable Development Goals and the projects of Sustainable Development Goals, like health, well-being, and a lot of things can be improved in the countries where there is a lack of all the things like peace. And so my topic is peace. The 16 Sustainable Development Goals is the peace. So there are two types of peace. One is external peace and another is internal peace. Internal peace about the peace of the mind, like peace of the soul. But external peace is all about the conflicts. Conflicts like the conflicts of the extremism, the conflicts of the religious conflicts, the conflicts of the between countries, the confrontations, disputes. These are the things which make the world our country to the war. They can be responsible for making country in engaging in the problematic things and war. So fighting against war is and if we want no war is called peace. Peace is like getting freedom from oppressive and disquieting thoughts. Disquieting thoughts and the oppressive thoughts, or we can say the oppressive emotions. On 21st September, every year, there is celebrated the International Peace Day from United Nation Organization on 21st September. So we all have to be united to make this world peaceful and free from confrontations, free from the conflicts. There are many reasons behind it, behind this thing, that why peace is so necessary in this world, because the confrontations and these all disputes, they can lead countries into the very dangerous situations, into the very unpleasant situations, where there is the only harm to the human being. So we all should understand that we belong from the same planet. We belong from the we live